Maybe I'll do it handheld.
That's fine. I could ask some questions.
Yeah? Alright. Carrying this around for nothing then.
I'll get the mic probably.
What?
It'll probably get the mic a little bit closer as well.
Yeah. So let's start off. Show of hands. Who's high right now? Come on. Sorry.
Just change the question to start the interview.
Alright, I've got two different sets of questions. We've got current and future tally hall. And we've got deep thoughts. I'm going to direct a question. No. Let's say... Alright. Each question is going to be directed towards a particular person. You get to choose which one, which section, yes. How about that? Alright, we'll go down the line. Andrew? Current and future or deep thoughts?
Current and future. John Strange. Choice.
Alright. Alright. Before Marvin's was made, the band's creative process, as I understood it, was basically 80% individual, 20% collaborative concerning the songwriting process. Is this album written in the same manner? Has the band's approach to songwriting changed?
That's a very good question, guys. The new album is generally in the same manner where one of us would write the song and pitch it to the band, and then the band would have sort of a workshop.
Right.
Sorry, excuse me. To develop the song, and then we did that for came up with over 40 songs and trimmed them down for when we got closer to the album making process, the ones that we all felt the strongest about, and the ones that our producer felt would work best on the album. Relatively the same process. Zubin wrote it this time around. Last time it was just Rob, Joe, and myself.
Right. But basically it's still write your own song, bring it to the band, do a little tweaking with everybody else.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Joe.
Deep thoughts or current and future tally hall?
My story's kind of current and past. Just throw it there.
Deep thoughts, Coz.
Joe, what song in history do you wish you've written?
I wouldn't want to take credit from somebody else for having written such a great song. Therefore, I would have wanted to either write all of the songs in history or none of the songs in history. Final answer.
I hope we got that on tape. Ross?
Let's go back to current and future.
The fans love the Boralogs. Is the final content decided by the band, your management, the label, or Bora himself? Because, the reason I ask, we've all gotten a kick out of analyzing them to figure out what's going to be on the next album. I'm wondering, is there a conscious decision on letting some of those kind of nearly hidden teases be visible?
For the most part, it's kind of up to Bora. We give him a lot of kind of free reign to just film and piece together the stuff that he wants to include. But in the end, there are some sections where we look at it. Certain things don't seem appropriate to include. We don't include those for one reason or another. Not necessarily just musical tidbits, but all around.
Gotcha. We're gonna need a microphone. This will be your microphone. Please use it.
I have a microphone.
That's not a microphone, that's just your fist.
This is the microphone.
Suvin,
I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna go with current.
current? There was some annoyance on the part of you guys during the release of Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum because most, if not all, of the songs had been heard by people beforehand. We've already seen a lot and heard a lot through the Borlogs and live shows. Are you leaving any surprises?
Yes.
Do you care to elaborate?
No.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that you guys haven't heard. We're very excited about the songs that we recorded, and there's plenty that you haven't heard yet. So that we haven't even heard yet in its final form. So
Good.
What's the purpose of a...
I got a new microphone.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
This looks like more advanced technology. It's smaller.
It's a lavalier.
It's like a miniature Bob Barker mic.
So if I just...
Rob,
Yes.
which category would you like?
Is this thing on? Wait. I think this one's broken. Oh, but it is my color. Okay. I'll have deep thoughts, please.
Rob, what do you want people to admire most about Tally Hall?
Hairstyles and just hairstyles and food. I don't know. There's no way to answer that without sounding pretentious.
You can do that.
I guess our humility.
Humility. That's a good answer.
That's the only thing I can think of to say without sounding obnoxious.
All right.
Andrew, do you hear a microphone?
Deep thoughts for 400.
Andrew, from what I know, it's a whole different ballgame once you're signed with a major label. What's been the most surprising aspect, good or bad, since you signed with Atlantic?
The most surprising aspect from jumping from indie to a major is the structure and bureaucracy of a corporation in general. You think when you're exposed to a whole different side of the industry that you didn't really connect with beforehand. With an indie, if you want to do something, you do something. With a major label, there's a lot of hurdles to get through in order to get the same result. I think we didn't anticipate how many hurdles there were.
By the way, if anybody else wants to add in 2 cents at any point, any question, feel free. Joe?
I'll take Past and Future for 500.
Do we each have a certain number of questions on each page?
I tried to even it out as much as possible.
Okay.
I don't know if it's exactly even.
Okay.
Is that alright?
Approved.
Okay. Joe, the internet show was very successful. People loved it. What do we know about the second season? What can you say about the second season?
We have been brainstorming formats and ideas for the internet show's successor.
We're not totally convinced the internet is here to stay. You know? So maybe it might be a passing fad sort of a thing.
Good answer. Okay.
Check. Twitter show.
Ross.
I'll go deep thoughts this time.
The creative output has really been stunted over the last 4 years with all the record label signings and the touring. There is probably a lot more than just this record you wish to start putting out. With all this in mind, where do you see Tally Hall in 5 years? Please use a microphone.
I would say that having gone through everything
Thanks.
So embarrassing.
having gone through everything that has happened the last few years as far as working a lot with a small amount of material, I think it's fair to say we'll be a lot more cognizant of needing to progress. I think it's nice being here now and having just recorded and seeing that I feel we've come a long way since the last time we recorded. And perhaps a lot of time in between to some extent was a good thing, but I think we'd like to, in 5 years, be able to say that we've upped our productivity and actually releasing recordings from real separate entities and recordings as opposed to just various versions of the same. It was a lot of making sure we were jumping to the place that we would be able to do that consistently. So
I wonder how much of that will actually be audible.
I was even having trouble hearing.
sorry.
Were you close enough to the microphone?
I think the mic is not a real microphone.
I'll go deep thoughts.
Subin,
Sir.
you often use lots of additional orchestration in your studio recordings.
True.
Have you ever considered adding additional members to the band?
No. Well, we have had past musicians with us on stage, but the way we kind of wanted to do it is to add. Well, it's kind of a secret, but don't tell anybody. Everyone who's watching this, that we would like to have hologram musicians playing behind us, or like orchestration. So one day, if this record takes off, which we're hoping it will, we may enhance our stage show by doing such a thing.
Gotcha. Would you, I guess that answers the question I was going to say, even want just a touring backing band, but I guess that
So we can focus on our choreography?
Yes.
Yeah, so we can dance.
Yeah.
Also, Bora is kind of the orange tie.
Thank you.
He has an orange tie.
Also, we're gonna try not to lip sync in the future.
Good. That was very embarrassing on Saturday Night Live when that went bad.
Wait, that wasn't us. I think that was us.
Oh, you're right.
Actually,
I'm sorry.
I was reading about today, some artists got banned from a country for lip syncing. It might have been Britney Spears doing a concert
Really?
recently.
She dances so much.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not
people
so
were
much
demanding
lip syncing
refunds.
as it is singing along with yourself singing. It's a fine line. It's a fine line.
I think they just lip sync it. I don't know.
They sing. They just sing.
Well, we have digressed.
Okay, nice try.
Holograms. Holograms are the answer.
I'll
Rob
go with
wants a
the
question.
past, present, and future Tally Hall. For 6
But also make it a deep thought.
Rob, earlier indications of a concept album have faded.
Concept album?
Yes.
Yeah.
But there is a definite theme
Yeah.
throughout this new record, and what appears to be perhaps some medley-esque concepts happening.
What you're saying.
What can you say about that?
Well, I mean, perhaps it's not like there's concept albums and non-concept albums, but it's more of a spectrum, and this falls somewhere on the spectrum.
The spectrum.
I mean, there's thematic ties between all the songs on this album, but it doesn't tell a story. And that's probably all we like to
To let go.
Spell, yeah,
Yes.
just-
Well, can I ask, was
Yeah.
that purposely done? What, or did you all kind of come to the realization that hey, all of our songs are
it was
are
intentional.
It was intentional.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to talk about what the themes are?
Probably not.
Okay.
Sooner to the release date, I think.
Okay.
Because it's a little far off still, you know?
Yeah.
And we're still hashing it out.
Understand?
Yeah.
Andrew.
I'll take facts for
I'm sorry, that's not a category.
swords for 900, current and future.
Okay. This is technically the second time you recorded with Atlantic. The first being just the polish work on Marvin. Which probably gave you perhaps somewhat of an idea of how they work. Is anything different this time around, or would you just completely disagree with my assumption altogether?
You know, Atlantic didn't have very much to do with this album recording process, aside from being the financial support to make it possible. We chose a producer that we were comfortable working with, and he wanted to work with us, and so we pursued that and had a budget, and we went to LA, and over the course of a month and a half.
What actually brought you to the conclusion of Tony Hopper as producer?
Put a list together of maybe 10 or 15 people that we like to work with, and he was one of at the top of that list, and he was one of the first couple people to get back to us, and we're like, okay, done.
Was he already familiar with your work?
No, but our management sends some CDs to a couple of producers, and we just kind of were hoping someone would respond. We got a response really quickly, so we're like, okay, this is it.
And I assume you're really happy with the outcome.
Yeah, it's really, really easy to work with. We had a good time. Sounds great. Still being mixed, so we'll find out. It's not quite done yet, but so far so good.
Cool.
We should note that we are actually really excited about it and really happy with it. It's just that we're nearing 3/4 of the way through our tour, so we're all a little bit tired and I'm a little sick. So if there's no indication of joy coming from our answers, it's just because we're a little bit tired.
Coz can add the enthusiasm.
I have After Effects. It's fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
You can add the Bora explosions around it.
All right.
The microphone broke me, and then I broke it.
What time do you guys go on, by the way?
Penalty.
What?
We probably have 15 more minutes, I would say.
Okay. Who's next? Joe. Category, please.
I will go with past and future once again. Daily double.
Are there any new music videos in the planning stages?
Wait, how much would you like to wager first?
You already got the question.
True daily double. True daily double. Yeah, I get the question.
True daily double.
Nothing specific, but there are definitely some ideas floating around.
Okay. I don't suppose you want to tell us for what songs.
I think it's there are going to have to be some conversations early next year about which songs will be featured initially.
Yeah.
And we haven't even heard the entire mixes yet. So
Would you have that final decision as to what songs would be released as singles, or is that the label?
at this point, it would probably be a conversation between us, management, the label, and everybody that's involved.
Okay.
It's an interestingly easy collaborative decision. I don't really know.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
We'll veto something if we have in the past, and if we don't feel like we like it. But
Yeah.
I think we enough talking until everyone agrees on something that everyone's happy with and everything.
Yeah.
but ultimately, we're happy with everything that's on the album. So.
Ross?
Current and future as well.
Just gonna get up real close.
Yeah, I'll try to yell out a little bit more.
It looks like you're going to have a tour in spring of 2010. It's rumored right now to be with Jukebox the Ghost and Skybox. I'm not going to ask you to confirm any rumors. I'm sure it's not even finalized yet. But more importantly, are there plans for international touring to promote this record?
The there aren't any like concrete plans for that, but I think we all feel like that's something we missed a real opportunity to tour in Europe, for example, on the last album. And personally, I'd like to make it over there. I think we'd all like to. I think not only that, there'd be a lot of value in doing that. So I hope so.
You hope so.
I hope so. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll do what we can to get out there.
I see a lot of interest coming from London and Australia and even Canada,
Well,
which you were in Canada at
Canada
one
will
time.
probably be easier
Yeah.
than the other ones. I'll give you that. Except their merch policies
The
are
problem is
crazy.
it's very expensive to go overseas, and if we show up, there's no guarantee that there won't be more than 5 people at a club.
Right.
So we need to. I mean, someone has to make sure our album's released in other countries before we even go there, and there's some promotion going on.
Yeah.
So that when we show up, it's worth our time.
Right. We haven't. The last record was never even released in the UK, technically. So I think, it'd be more a question of is this record going to be released there, which hopefully it will be, and then it will make sense to tour there.
Zurin,
your choice.
my choice. Oh, man, where are we at? Subin, what do you not want people to admire about Tally Hall?
Not want people to admire.
You might be a little bit too tired and sick for this question.
Maybe this should be just a general question about celebrity, and not that we are, but it's possible. And in thoughts of that sort, I think we're all just people, and we're all just doing what we want, hopefully, and this is what we've chosen to do. And there's no reason to, I don't foresee us ever becoming, mean or cocky. But if that ever does happen, I would absolutely not admire that.
Very good. Anybody else want to add? You don't have to.
That was Zunin's question. I wouldn't feel right.
Okay.
I'll tell you. Up to you.
Oh, good.
I'll follow suit with Zunin.
All right. This is a question for you, and then I want to get everybody else's opinion.
Okay.
Kind of going back to what I asked Joe, but which song of Tally Hall's that was not your own composition do you wish that you've written? Or do you wish that you wrote?
Any song, current or from
Any
Marvin's?
Tally Hall song. Yeah.
Any Tally Hall song. Do I wish I had written? Well, I don't know. I don't feel like. I guess the implication of that question is that I love it so much that I wish it came out of me, but I probably wouldn't love it that much if it had come out of me. Part of what emotional connection I can have to it is because it just was presented to me in a completed form. I don't really know how to answer that. I guess I like a lot of. Basically, the question is, what Tally Hall song do I like that I didn't write?
Well, no, I think you got the gist of it, but
Yeah.
you can trim it down to that. If you just want to say
I'll
what your
say-
favorite song is, that's not yours.
I will say. I don't like the ones I didn't write. No, I'll say.
You can choose not to answer.
I just need to think about it for a second. I hope this will be edited because this is really boring. I mean, I'm just sitting here.
Yeah, I would say 20 minutes later. That'll be that thing.
Trying to think of that. I also don't want to give away too much. Okay, I'm just gonna say good day.
Offended.
Anybody else want to?
I definitely don't answer that.
I'm not sure I will answer.
That's a tough question. I mean, I gave you a BS answer, so yeah, that's a tough question.
All
I mean,
right.
sure, I like it. I like it, and I hate it.
So what are your
No, I
favorite
like-
songs on the first album? Well, you've asked us that before. But like,
That one? I might
well,
have.
it's different. I mean, like, yeah. What are your favorite songs of the album? That would be.
Yeah, but I didn't want to leave it to just that. I mean, sometimes you hear a song and you're just like, man, I wish I wrote that.
I'd say "Be My Baby" by the Ronettes. I know that's not technically a Tally Hall song, but that's a great song.
We can leave it there. We
Okay.
can leave it at that. All right, Andrew. Your call.
Your choice.
Oh.
When is our set date?
What's that?
Oh God!
What, do we have to go?
No. Time check. Maybe 10 minutes, maybe.
10 minutes
Can we
left?
do one more round or two more rounds?
I don't know. I gotta.
Two more rounds,
I
but
gotta
we'll make
few.
them lightning.
Okay.
2 more lightning rounds.
Oh man.
You can pick out the questions there.
Oh, 2 more rounds of everybody.
2 more rounds. But
All right, we'll go as fast as we can. All right. I heard that Lee Lust was kind of the person most responsible for getting you signed with Atlantic. I don't know if that's 100% true or not, but could you tell me about how that happened?
Lee was an A&R scout at Atlantic Records. Actually, a friend of
Lightning
mine.
round.
This is an easy question to answer, but basically, I had a friend who was an intern, who knew an intern at Atlantic. She gave us to Lee. Lee came to a show, followed us around for a while, pitched it to Craig, and who's the president, and it got signed. That's the story.
No one would ever get struck by lightning if it were so slow. Just dodge out of the way.
All right, Joe. What's the most challenging thing about being in Tally Hall?
Scheduling.
Scheduling
Dealing with the sporadic.
during rehearsing,
Just
or
no, just the fact that sometimes we're touring, sometimes we're making videos, sometimes we're in the studio, and juggling all those different lifestyles is extremely confusing. So that's by far the most frustrating thing.
yeah. At this point, it's more than just trying to juggle 5 people's schedules. It's probably a lot more than that too. So
Yeah, it's hard to get organized and really plan it so that
Yeah.
it works.
Ross. Zubin has 1 song on this album, if not more. I don't know exactly, but I think we can safely assume there's 1, at least.
Poker faces, boys.
Okay.
You sniffing him?
No, I was
You-
looking at him intently. He did smell pretty good though.
Do you plan on
You do smell pretty good.
doing any songwriting, or have you already?
I haven't already for Tally Hall. I think I will if, I haven't really felt the inspiration to write something, that seems like it fits the band yet. I think the moment that happens, if that happens, then, I'll take the ball and run with it as much as I can.
Zubin? You progressed from wonky to fablu. What kind of music is Tally Hall playing now?
Pressure.
Careful, though. Remember, whatever you say now is going to get blown out of proportion.
You did say the blue.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's my answer. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I'm going to take I'm just gonna. It's good music.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Do you guys kind of regret the whole wonky and fablu thing at this point?
Fablu was just meaningless.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blue was like an on-the-spot.
But it was kind of hard because we don't have a genre.
And yet everybody continues to quote it.
No, that's too bad.
There's no real reason to regret it. Nothing bad's come of it.
Well, that's true.
I mean, it's okay. I don't. Yeah. I mean, most people just listen to the music and don't really even know that we called it those things.
Yeah.
That's probably doesn't matter that much in the long run.
Well, I mean, it might matter. For some people, it's fun that it's wonky music or blue music. That's kind of an interesting descriptor.
Anyone can make up any adjective they want for it. That would be fine with me.
You leave it up to the listener.
Yeah.
We're going to absorb information from the world,
Let it stew.
let it stew, and then regurgitate various combinations of information.
Into little birds' mouths.
And ears.
Okay, Rob, what's the story behind Light and Night, your collaborative song with Nellie McKay? Who wrote it? How did it come about? How did you hook up with her?
We wrote it. It was sort of collaborative, unlike most of the the songs on the album. But we just got offered to write this song for a book that was coming out, and they sent us the manuscript, and it was good. It's a good book. So we said, yeah, that sounds fun, and we sort of had time to do it. So we wrote the song and then sent it to Nellie, who we all liked a lot, and she emailed back right away and was like, sure, sounds fun. It was like a mini project.
Mm-hmm. Was there supposed to be more of a commercial release behind that song?
No,
or
it was just sort of, if you bought the book at Walmart, then you could download the song. That's all it was.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is there any plans for a future release of that song on an album or a B-side album or anything like that?
Nothing specific, but we own the rights to it, so potentially. But yeah, nothing specific planned right now.
Okay.
And we gotta run.
Is that what Mike said?
Yep.
Okay.
It's the changes that need me, so.
Before we go then, can I get everybody to say, hi, we're Tally Hall. You're on hiddeninthesand.com, the ultimate Tally Hall fan headquarters.
Who's saying?
Clearly the quietest one. Alright, hi, we're Tally Hall, and you're on hiddeninthesand.com, the ultimate Tally Hall headquarters. Fan quarters? Oh man, I knew it was fan quarters.
You want to try it again?
Isn't it fan headquarters?
Fan headquarters? Fan quarters?
Fan quarters.
Fan
seems like a
headquarters.
bum.
Fan quarters does seem like a bug.
Yeah.
Fan quarters is a bug.
Alright,
Try it
we're
again.
Tally Hall, and you're on hiddeninthesand.com, the ultimate Tally Hall fan headquarters.